In this installment, I build Pack 4 of the Ford GT. Join me, will you? And welcome back. If your curiosity got you and your first time visiting my channel, hi, I'm Steve from Scale Model Kit Review, and I build some DeAgostini park work kits, and I'm having a blast doing it. This video is one of those, and it is the Ford GT. We are on pack number 4, and we're working on stages 13 through 17. That's 5 stages. Now we're going to continue on working on the interior of the car. We're going to work on the co-driver's door a little bit, and then some of the little bit of the interior. It's been fantastic so far, and I'm really having a blast doing it. And this is what we've completed so far with pack 4. But if you haven't done so already, head over to DeAgostini Collectibles and check out this car. Subscribe to it if you will. I put a direct link and promo code down below. Click on that direct link. Lets DeAgostini know you're watching my videos. So I hope my videos have been helpful to you. I get a lot of feedback on them. People really like them. They like how I present the material. So if you really like that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. So with that, let's get started on this build. And welcome back to this installment to the DeAgostini Collectibles Build Your Own Ford GT. This is pack number 4. We received stages 13 through 17. And these are the parts for stage 13, which is the co-driver's door. Stage 14, once again, more parts for the door. Stage 15, more parts for the co-driver's door. Stage 16, which is the floor pan area of the car. And then lastly, stage 17, more parts for that. So let's go ahead and get started on stage 13. So here's stage 13 magazine, and very nice magazine. It ranges from about 12 to 13 pages front to back, semi-gloss pages, very nice articles here, well researched by DeAgostini Collectibles, and of course they focus in on the Ford Motorsports, which is the Ford Sierra Cosworth Invincible article here, very nice article about the Ford Cosworth, and lots of interesting articles and stories about the European Championship track records and racing series going on there, along with impressive articles about rallies that these cars happen to participate in. So it's very nice. It's a nice change up from just articles about the GT40. But then we get into the instructions, which is the co-driver door. And you can see here's a close-up of the window itself and the parts that are included with this stage. Here we install the window, install 3 screws. Then we start installing the latch mechanism. And it is a spring attachment to the latch, so the door actually latches closed. And then we install the door hinge itself, so it's a little confusing how that hinge actually goes down, but I'll show you how to install it correctly. We put the mounting plate for the hinge, and that's it. So let me get the parts and I'll be right back. And here's stage 13 parts. I'll go ahead and take these out and I'll be right back. And here's a close-up. This is the co-driver door window. Very nice representation there. And the door hinge plate, and the door mechanical spring. It's a door opening spring assembly, as they call it. FTO1, FTO3, and FDO4 screws. So the first thing we do is we install this windshield, and we bring over the door that we received in the last pack. And we'll insert the window from the back. Simply goes down just like that. We'll put in 3 FDO3 screws, And we'll go ahead and put in the first screw. Remember, we're putting this into metal, so I pre-lubricated the holes. And that looks good there. Next, we'll put in the door latch mechanism. Put the spring on it. And that goes in like that. And we'll put that bracket down on there. And a FPO4 screw goes into this. And that works good there. Next, we're going to go ahead and put in the door hinge itself. Now, the instructions show you to lay the door hinge in just like that and install it, which is not the case, because actually the hinge mounts to the door, to the frame, or to the body like that, in that direction, so it has to hinge. So you want to make sure it will hinge, and if I flip it over like that, it will not hinge correctly. So after it's mounted in like that, you want the flat edge up against the front of the car, that area. Then we'll put our plate in, and that simply just goes down just like that. And we'll put our FPO1 screw into this. And being careful we don't tighten it down all the way. Leave it so there's room for it to move. There we go. Loosen it up just a little bit. And that's good. And that's how that all looks there. Remembering that that will mount into the body, just like that. And that's all we do for stage 13. So let's go ahead and start on stage 14. And welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started on stage 14. Let's look at the instructions. And we're continuing with the co-driver door. These are the instructions for installing the door compartment panels. And that's what they look like there. So step one, we'll go ahead and bring over the door that we've been assembling from the previous stage and start installing those upper panels. And then we have parts here for the door panel itself, and we're going to save those for the next stage. And that's all we do in this stage. Let me get the parts and I'll be right back. And here's the parts for stage 14. I'll take this out and we'll get a closer look. And here's a close-up of those parts. This is that upper panel that goes into the door, and these are the little pockets and components for the door panel itself. So the first thing we do is we bring over the door and we'll turn it over, and this is just going to press fit in place just like this. And that's how that looks there. So that's all we do with this stage. Let's go ahead and start on stage 15 next. And welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started on stage 15. So for stage 15, we continue with the co-driver door. And this time we receive the inside panel itself with some screws. And this is where we're going to go ahead and install those inside panels. Those two parts are received for the panel. We're going to install those components first. Install that door panel inside the door itself. We're going to secure that down with a couple of FTO1 screws. And then we're going to put that other cover panel on the door itself. And here's the parts for stage 15. I'll go ahead and take these out. We'll get a closer look. And here's that door panel we just received. It's made of plastic. And we received two different types of screws, FP01 and FD01. Okay, so the first thing we do here is we install this panel. We'll flip this over, and it's going to insert onto that pin, and then our screw is going to go into the other one. We put an FP01 screw into this. That's good there. Next, we go ahead and bring over the door, and we're going to put the panel on the door, and it's going to mount down on top of these here, these two lugs that's sticking up, two brackets, and insert that into the upper part of the door first, then down onto those pegs. There we go. And FD01 screws go into this, two of them. And that's good there. And lastly, we put our cover on. And that's just going to snap down on top. Put it in from the top first and snap right in, just like that. That's how that looks. So that's all we do with this stage. Looks great. Let's go ahead and go to stage 16 next. I'll be right back. And welcome back. Let's look at stage 16. And for stage 16, we received the central floor panel, as they call it. And that's what that looks like there. Let me go ahead and get the parts, and I'll be right back. And here's the parts for stage 16. I'll go ahead and take this out. We'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of that part. It's made of plastic. You can see we're going to have a lot of stuff mounted to it, all the holes there. Very nice. So we don't do anything in this stage. We're actually going to assemble a component onto this in the next stage. So let's go ahead and do stage 17 next. And welcome back to the final stage of Pack 4. This is stage 17. So for stage 17, we start assembling the right rear engine compartment floor panel. And that's what that looks like there. And we start adding components to that. Putting a screw in there. Then we get our central floor panel. Bring that over. And we install that component we just assembled to it. And it looks like we put a screw into that, two of them. And that's all we do with that stage. So let me get the parts and I'll be right back. And here's the parts for stage 17. I'll take these out and we'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. Both parts are made of plastic. And the cover plate. And we received FP01 screws. And first thing we do is we just put this component down. It's a cover plate on there, and it has alignment tabs on the back side. Simply put that down on top of that. And we're going to put an FP01 screw underneath. Just like that, not too tight till it's snug, and that's what it looks like. Now let's bring over the central panel. And here's the central panel. We're going to mount that component here to this side here. It's actually going to go in from underneath into those slots. And turn it over. We're going to put in two FP01 screws into this. First one goes in right there. And that looks good there. And that's how that panel looks there. Looks great. I'll be right back. And that's all we do with pack 4. We installed all the components for the co-driver door, interior, exterior. Looks fantastic. Then we started working on the central floor panel and one of the components for the engine itself. That's how that looks. Looks great. So if you haven't done so already, head over to DeAgostini Collectibles and subscribe to this car today. It's fantastic and a beautiful, beautiful replica of the GT40. So if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all video upload notifications. I'd like to thank everybody who subscribes to my channel, and stay tuned for more and exciting builds in 2023. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.